the number one question I get after we have you figured out your state, you figured out your city, you have chosen your house. Now it's time to move. There are so many different ways you can move, and it all depends on your priority. What is your biggest priority? The quickest time also is the most investment. Let's go over the options, shall we? The first option is You Move Me. You Move Me is going to be the highest investment, lowest time, usually. This is when we hire a moving company. They will pack you up, pack all of your possessions into a truck, drive the truck, arrive at your new house, unpack the truck. I have seen this go from anywhere from $10,000 to $36,000. It is a huge difference based on what you are getting. You have the right to interview them and look at reviews, that kind of thing. Especially these long distance cross country moves, there's a ton of different options and a ton of different levels of service, but this is going to be the quickest option. Number two is the complete opposite. iMoveMe. iMoveMe is generally going to be your smallest investment. This is where you get a U-Haul or a budget truck or whatever, and you pack everything, you drive everything, you unpack everything. It's going to take the most energy. It is going to take the longest based on how many people you have helping you. You could hire a couple people to help you load and unload. You can pack however you want. There's no insurance on if anything arrives broken. It's an option. I have actually seen on this particular option the price go up and up and up, especially from states where a lot of people are leaving. When companies are doing 500,000 moves in 3 years, when companies are doing over 100,000 moves out of the state, they have to raise their prices because for U-Haul, they're not getting their trucks back. So they have to charge you for your trip out and your trip back because someone has to get the U-Haul truck back. That has actually not been the most affordable option in my experience or for my clients. You can. The added risks for that one is possible truck repair. You're broken down on the side of the road. You have to wait for them to come fix it. You are responsible for driving it. So if you hit snow or anything that you're not used to, you have to figure it out. And if you damage the truck, that is completely on you. There's also a time limit of you have rented it for X amount of days. You can do more, you can do less. But I have seen it happen a lot where things go wrong on the trip that we don't prepare for. It is my job to make sure you know of most of them, but in case you don't know everything, I'm going to prepare you for as many things that I have seen. You Move Me is the most upfront cost. iMoveMe is the least, but more time. You Move Me is the biggest money investment. iMoveMe is the biggest time investment. There is a third option. You want to know? You Drive Me. This is how I did it. This is how a lot of my clients have done it. And this is how I recommend doing it if you like to be efficient, safe, and wise with your money, if you're as cheap as me. Here's what we did. Pods and services that will drop a semi truck off at your door. You have 3 days to pack it as full as you want. Again, it's if anything breaks, it's on you, but you pack it. The company that I use is called U-Pack. They dropped off a semi. I packed it. I actually used a lot of my blankets and pillows and that kind of stuff to shove in between dressers and tables and mirrors and that kind of stuff. I was responsible for doing it. I prefer that because most people, if it's not their possessions, they don't take care of them. It's not always the case, but sometimes I would prefer let me do it. And if anything breaks, then it's on me as opposed to I'm paying you to do this and you didn't care. That's what we did both from California to Colorado and Colorado to here. We packed it, they drove it, and then they drop it off at your new house and you unpack it. The good thing about doing the semis or the pods is that if closing gets delayed or if you're delayed, they can be held all in one place, like in storage, and they can be delivered the next day for a small fee. You don't have to unload it, then load it, and unload it, load it. Whereas a iDrive Me, I would have to unload it into a storage unit and then load it back into a truck and then back into my house. Whereas a pod could just sit there, either at your new house or even a parking lot nearby for a couple days. The negative things about this is you do have to do it yourself or hire someone to do it for you. You are responsible for anything that is broken. The benefits are they're a little bit more than iMoveMe, but not as expensive. It's a little bit more investment as iMoveMe, but not as high usually as YouMoveMe. You also have to wait on their schedule. But most of these drivers that take them places have dealt with snow, have dealt with many different climates. So getting your stuff there is not a big deal. And you still get the benefits of YouMoveMe, where all I have to do is get myself and my cars out to where I'm moving, unless I'm shipping one of the cars. That's where I've done this is the way I've done it, and this is where a lot of my clients have done it, just based on what is best for you. There is a bonus portion that is not listed here. I have a lot of wealthy friends that think differently, because how many know it takes more to become wealthy than what it does to stay wealthy? And many of the wealthy think outside the box and they do incredible things, and I wish I would have figured it out, but they didn't. I've had 2 or 3 people do this that was incredible. It is time saving and you get most of your money back. Ready to hear it? If you have a truck, you buy a trailer. You can buy a 12-foot, 20-foot trailer. It may take you longer to get out here, but you own the trailer, so you can pack it with what you need. You take it out to where you're going. You can use the trailer, especially if you are buying a house without an HOA. You can use the trailer as storage on your own property, or you can park the trailer at a storage facility. Just keep a lock on it. And then when you are done with it, you resell it in the state that you're in. It is brilliant. The negatives about this is that it's an upfront cost. You own it. So if anything happens to it, it's completely on you. The benefits is you get your money back. You move yourself, and that's a bonus way to save a ton of money and get a lot of your moving costs back. The next course, we're going to talk about how to save money and make that trip from A to B the smoothest possible, how to save the most money and get you to where you need to go in a timely fashion. I'll see you in the next one.